Okay.
And the minute teacher still didn't came.
Okay, it's fine. I was just trying to remind you things that we did, right? So what we did was just we tried to add things, we tried to multiply things, and we tried to divide things. Right? ඒ ටික කරා, right? So since here, right, everything here we have done, like so for modulus, what happens and all, right? Yeah, you can. Is there any problem with this again? If you want any help or anything, tell me.
Yes, wait a minute, teacher still didn't came correctly.
Okay.
Uh, came a blank page.
This didn't come.
No, I can't see that online IDE, that code editor and print welcome to online IDE. Oh, it is came in now. Yes,
Oh,
it yeah, it came now.
okay. Then fine. So yeah, if you want to get something from here, like from our computer also, we can. So if we do something on editor, remember to save it. Otherwise, it will not be added to your, on this thing, to your computer, right? So those kind of things are there. And here we can just run this code and see what happens when we do it, right? So here just it's saying like welcome to online IDE and happy coding, and so that's what gets printed here, right? So like this also we can print things on here, right? So Python is more used for things like to create QR codes, those kind of things. You might see, in WhatsApp and all, they use those QR code to join to a WhatsApp group and those kind of things, right? So those things are developed when you buy things from supermarket, say the barcodes, නේද? අර අපි barcode read එකෙන් ගන්න, right? So everything like that is developed using what the Python, right? So for a there will be a unique එකක් නේද? ඒකේ හැම එකටම unique නේ, right? So like this in a mobile phone also you can see, right? So this is how you identify what is the product, what is the thing that you want to buy. We do this in supermarkets and all, right? Yes.
Teacher,
Yes.
really, I have to tell you, wait. Oh yes, I'll tell you that Mario one also, that Mario and Sonic
Oh
one.
yeah, you were telling something yesterday, no? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll tell it in the end of the session.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, cool. So Okay. So I was just telling what are the things that we can do, right? QR code generation, barcode, the QR code, right? So those kind of things, we make it for a unique thing, right? So these QR codes and all, if you are asked how it is being developed, it's based on Python, right? So it will be a specific thing, maybe it's WhatsApp or whatever the thing that you want, you can make a link using this kind of a matrix barcode, right? So these are different types of things we can invent using here, right? You can see it's a QR code generator, say for a website or anything, we can just add some text or a URL and say when this is scanned, go to this particular URL, right? So this is also a built-in functionality with use of Python, right? So just know these things are how it is being used with Python here, right? So you can add a contact number about a person, you can send different messages to someone, right? So based on our requirement, this is correct, like created, right? So the same thing
Uh,
is,
Really? You didn't record the first day one, no?
yeah, you want me to
But
do that one?
yes, I need. I miss.
You
I
need the
need.
recorder.
Yes, I mean. Uh,
Okay, okay,
some things I can't remember.
okay, it's fine. So we'll record today, right? So it's recording. We can do that like this way, you know.
No, teacher, I can't remember that. Uh, how to uh, multiply, then divide,
Yeah,
those kind of things. I can't
that,
remember well.
okay, it's fine. Let's do from the beginning then, right? So just to remember things we did, right? So we can go with the beginning as well. So we did only this small things, right? Just to just like these things. Like I said last week, we can do a calculator, a simple calculators using this one. You know, we have to make the interface separately, but just with these things, we can with adding these things only we can create, right? So that's one way we can do it, right? So yeah, just to say so there are two consoles, one is there's a thing like a shell where whatever we type it will be added, you know? Any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Um,
Okay, I was just saying that about this one. This is called as the where you type your code, right? And this is where the output comes, right? When you click on run, the output will be running, right? So like this, there are a lot of languages that you can go for, right? So if you want to see like Java here, right, you can see the same thing how it is being printed on Java. Right? So like that also if you like, it's like a all-in-one kind of thing on here, right? So you will see how anything is whatever we do here with Python, you can see how it looks in other ones as well, right? That's why I came here, right? So you can also just try and see how it comes. Okay. So say I just added the 5 plus 3, right? And when I run it, nothing is given, right? Because we didn't add any print line, right? But if you do something in shell, right, in this particular place, we can make it as like to run on here, like say okay. So will this run, right? So nothing again happens, right? So like there's some more things that we can add, right? Let me see why this is in beta version. I came into a wrong. Okay, I think the console is not running properly. Let's go with the other one that we did last week. This is the one. So it's better, right? Okay. We'll go with this beta version. I was a bit confused with which version we went, right? So we went with this one last week, right? So yeah, right. So we'll have this without video. It would be better. Okay, I'll just add the editor, the correct editor, right? The earlier one is doesn't have a like a only Python specific one. Like I showed you, the same link, right? Online Python, but here we have only specific to Python, right? The one that we went earlier, it is like you can learn how to see the same thing on any of these languages, right? So the same kind of thing, but here what we do is like we can change in between this and do it, right? So if you like to learn that as well, you can see, right, how it is looking in C++, C, like that. You can see the code here. So it's for a different purpose, right? To learn how to say the same thing in other languages, right? So we will just remove this one, right? We'll go with the normal one, right? So here I was just saying what is a shell means, right? මෙතන shell එකක් කියන්නේ like there will be a small arrows and arrows here, right? This is how you identify it's a shell, right? Shell එකක් කියන්නේ මේ වගේ පොඩි like when you type anything, can you see it comes with like arrow here, right? That's why it is called as shell, right? So whatever you type here, it will be the code, right? And here what is here, like it will be the output panel as well, and you can even write things here, right? So if I say 5 plus 3 here, it will be saying like this, right? But if I want to say 5 plus 3 here, right? And if I run it, right, it will not be shown, right? So this thing is there as a test one here will be just running, right? There's nothing happens that I added here, right? So when whatever we do here, right, I'm going with this beginning of it, right? With this interface, get used to this, right? Okay, so here 5 plus 3, if you want to print what is the output of this one, right, you have to have a print option, right? Without this, we can't print things on Python with the coding, right? You need to have a print statement, right? But if you want to, be straight away with shell, because it's easy, right? So if I just add it here now, say 6 and 7, right? You can see the output of this line is also given, right? So you can get things like this together on Python, right? So this is only using code, right? You can say answer total of 5 plus 3 is, right? So anything from the code, you should know that it is, you have to use the print. That's the way that we can get an output in Python, right? So if I just run it, because here it's enter first number and all here. So I'll just see, right? So it is getting 12 and 12 is 24. And the one that we just added with total, it is getting printed, right? So you should know how to print it using code and how to print it using the shell, right? So if you want to go to shell option, the terminal option here, right? So here we can, without doing any print or anything, we can do any kind of coding, right? Like any kind of, say, calculating, right? So that's the difference. You get it? Or any problem?
Uh, yes, get it, teacher.
Okay. So here we, whatever we do, you have to always give to get an output a print statement, right? Here we are getting it with only this kind of with calculation icons. We can get plus, minus, anything, right? So if I say divide this by 4, right? So you can see when we divide something on terminal, right? It is giving with floating, like a decimal kind of one. If it's like a whole number also, you get it like 2.0, because it is expecting like whatever you do with the sign of division to be a like a decimal number, right? So if it's 0 as well, it will be showing, right? So because when you divide something, like most of the time we get, decimals, right? So that's why it is expecting that way. That's why this is like full number is given, a whole number, but when you divide it, it is giving in decimal format, right? So those are the things we tried. If it's multiplication, you can do that as well, right? And you can do a combination of these things, right? 57 divided by 6, multiply by 4, or um, subtract 6, add 4, right? So all of these things you can do in this straight way and take the output here, right? So that
Okay.
how we can do things. You can try on yourself as well, right? Any of the things that we did, say with multiplication, addition, division, subtraction, right? Everything you can do it with together or separately, right? So if you want
Okay.
to do, yes, right?
Teacher,
Yes.
this class is 1 hour or 2 hours.
uh I thought to go with like 1.5 hours. Is it okay, or like we'll be separating for 1 hour only?
I can't remember the time. That's why I asked you.
Okay. So usually we go for like 1.5 hours if it's like your age one, because it is hard to go with coding and all for more than 1.5 hours for your age, right? But if it's A level and all, we go for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, like that. So it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if it's hard for you, tell me. We'll go for 1 hour. Yeah, it's because you have to
It is
concentrate.
not hard. Yeah, 1.5 is okay.
Okay, okay. So good. So here I was just saying, uh, uh, we can do the same thing on here,
Yes.
right? And you know, the total of this one, if you want to get any value here, you have to add them here, right? So like that, whatever the things that you want to do with the output of anything from the code, it is this way.
Uh,
Here,
Excuse teacher, what is the total? 14 dot that 33332.
because this is not a
Yes.
divisible value, so I just added to show you, like until it is getting divided properly, you will get all the uh, you know numbers, like the whole thing that you, when you divide something happens, you can see. So I purposely added the division of 5 in plus 3 divide by 9 and plus 9. So in this kind of numbers, there will be always, it will not be divisible, because this side is 8 and this side is it is 18, right? So like that, it is not properly done, right? So that's why this kind of uh, total is given, right? But if you give a proper one that you can divide it and all, right? So say like 8 divide, like you can go for a bit huge numbers as well, right? Like this way, and divide it by 8, right? You can see it is more easy, right? So it is a small kind of a division with a decimal, right? Maybe that the, like we can do it. We can go for any extent when it comes to adding anything on it, right? So say you want to go for millions and all, we can even go with this thing and divide or subtract or do anything with huge numbers as well. And there's no limit. You can't go after this one or something, because it's like a calculator, right? So it's working um, with huge numbers as well, right? So that way we can have idea, right? Even with here, right? So if I do the same thing like here with the this kind of a value, and say I want to divide it by 6, uh, plus 7 minus 6, 5, right? So straight away within couple of seconds you will get the proper answer, right? So that's how easy Python is, right? So it's not like just small numbers. We can go into this much of extent, right? So that's why here we have like when you do this kind of a thing, where you have to you know divide things like here, right? It is a huge value, right? Because there's a again, අන්තිමට බෙදෙන කම්ම යනවා, right? So if you try these values also, a huge number will come, because it's not no, like a it's not a divisible value. The harder හතෙන් බෙදෙන්නේ නැහැ, right? So because of that, this is not working, right? So if I do the same, right? So the same kind of thing I did. And so same way, if you do something which is not divisible, a huge value will come. because until it is getting divided properly, you get it or not, not like that, right? But it goes until this much of range. At how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right? 16, you know, until 16 divisions, we did it. Right? So if you do like in here, right? So when you divide 26 by 7, right? How do you do it? Like, I just take one knot and show. And so it is a way of getting it properly. Okay, so here I'm going to divide first 18, right? 18 divided by 7, right? So it is 2, and we have remainders. Right? So we have 2, then it goes, right? I'm dividing it other way. I think I will divide it proper way. It will be easier. So we are used to do that other way. No? So that's fine. So here it's like 2, 14, like that it goes, right? So the remainder of this is like 4, and you take 40, and it will be 5. So like that it goes until this is divisible values are like getting for 16 values, right? That's the limit of divisions we can do on Python, right? So you can't go beyond 16. This is the only range you can go for a division, right? Bedagena. Yeah, 2 point, this is 40. Um, this is 35, right? And 5 is remaining. Like this, it goes until this way. Yeah? So 5, 30. Sorry. Right? So just to let you know how this thing happens, right? So this value, right? The range of the remainders, sorry, the divisions here can go up to only 16, right? Remember that. So whatever you do here also, it will be only for 16. There has to be a range that you have to go, right? So that is how this is getting here. Right? So if you take about modulus, right? Very important thing, what you do with this, right? So modulus is something that you get the remainder of something, right? So that means say like this one, and I will divide 25 by 6. And 1 is remaining, right? So you will not go into the, for like how to get the 10 one. You will stop in here, right? You will not go and add a 0 here and say for 10, 6, and this will be like 1, 4.1 something, because for 10, it is from 6, it's only 1. Right? We don't do this, we straight away do this one. Right? We just get 25 divided by 6. We take only the whole value, right? 4, and then when you do this one, we get only 1, and this value will be shown as the answer. The output will be this value, right? So remember that when you do a modulus thing, this is what the output will be. You will get the remainder. කොච්චර ඉතුරුද කියලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. නේද? Right? So that's what we try to do. Okay. Any questions or anything? We can, yeah. Okay. So if you try here for say same value, we'll try 25 divide by 5 divided by 6. No, I tried. Yeah. So like this, it will go for this rate. It 4.1 point like that. But if you do modulus, right, you just get 25 modulus 6. Right? It gives only the remainder. How much is remained when you divide 25 by 6? Right? That's the difference between the division and the modulus. Right? Modulus එකකින් we just take the remainder. කොච්චර ශේෂයක් ඉතුරුද? right? අපි 25න් බෙදුවම කොච්චර ඉතුරු වෙනවද? ඒ ගානේ විතරයි. අපි යන්නේ නැහැ මේක තව simplify කරන්න. 4.1.166 something like that. Okay. So this is the modulus thing. I hope you get it. Any questions? You can try this, right? Without me, right? Also, you can do it, right? It's just the compiler you have to add, and you can do that. Right? What is a compiler and all? We'll learn some theory as well. And so first of all, we went for here and did some, coding. But you can go for this thing and see how it is being compiled. Compile means whatever we give here, we want to get an output, right? So that is what a compiler does, right? Whatever you give in code, it will be giving a output of that particular thing. Right? So it's easy to work with this one, right? Modulus එක ගැන මොකද තේරෙන දෙයක් තියෙනවද? Right? Is there anything you want to know about modulus thing?
No.
Okay. Okay, so try these things and see. Right? We can try. It's all available online. You can try at any time and see how the response is. The output එක කොහොමද කියලා.
Okay, teacher. Then, yes.
Okay. So next is about this thing. ගුණ කිරීම හැබැයි මේක exponent. නේද? අපි කරන්නේ 8 into 3. That means here we are trying to get this thing. And this is something like this way. What we do with this one, we can give the same thing with 8 is this 3 like here. So whatever you do with,
The same.
yes, Right? This is what exponent is. So instead of writing all these things like 4 into 4 into 4 into 4 into 4, right? So I just added 4. How many times? 6 times. So I have to say like 4 15 6. So this one will make it easy for us to enter something with the same value. Okay? So it's easy, and you can also try.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, the Python. Uh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. So these are the things that we covered last week, right? So here we can just try any of these things and see how it goes. And yeah, okay. So whatever we do, it's always we can go with minus values as well, right? Remember that as well. So same thing. Say this is like 4 into 6, right? So, so if I just 4 into 6 here, it will be this much. But if I say minus 4, 6, it will be the minus of it. You know? Like that, we can go with plus and, you know, positive and negative both numbers. There's no limitation here. You can't go ahead with this. So yeah. Yeah, so next we are going to learn about variables, which are there.
Yeah.
Right? So here what we do, we try to assign something. Right? We can even assign it to your name. Right? So instead of X, we can use like you know the so we can say Vinod is equals to 18. So it's just a name that we use for a particular thing, right? So it's like a temporary thing, right? We can't store some things permanently here, but if you want, you can use it. Uh,
Okay.
right? So I can say Vinod equals 50 and Deshani equals 12, right? And like this also we can take anything as a variable. There's no limit that you can't take this or this thing, you can't, right? So if I say we know the plus station, right? So this will be adding the value 15 plus 12 and saying it is 27. Right? So like this also we can uh, you know, do something. We can assign it to a specific variable and do it. Right?
Okay.
That is what we do with variables. Temporary thing, because if we just close it, nothing will be saved. Right? But if you do something on the, here in the .py thing, the code, right, it will not be erased like we do here, right? So same thing what we do in this thing. So here also same code. Right? I'm saying that it's 15 and so 13. I will say and we can even multiply.
What is that?
No, I didn't print something, right? So here I just added this one, right? I wanted to show you that nothing happens if you do the same coding here, right? You have to always use the print, right? So when you use something like this, right, you have to say in the beginning like print and uh, say something in the beginning like sum this, then only you will be able to see the person or whatever it is. Oh, yes, I forgot to add a comma. So this is the combination. 15 plus 13 is the sum of the two values here. So if you want to do something with the here to get an output, you have to always use print, whether it's this, this kind of thing, right? We can even multiply, we can add the modulus, right? Do anything with this thing and see how it comes in the result, right? Like this, right? So yeah, uh, you get it or you want me to explain again? It's okay if you have any doubts, you can ask me, I'll explain again.
No, uh, no problem. Teacher is, uh,
Okay,
yes, I got
okay,
it.
very good, right? So I think you get an idea about Python, in the first go, you will not get, but with time, when we do things, we can uh, get a better idea. Okay, so same thing. I also, when I was learning Python, right, in the first go, I also didn't get it, right? So it takes time to used to get, right? So this is a different environment with only coding. අපි පුරුදු වෙලා හිටියේ only for scratch, right? But we are doing it something separate or different thing here, right? So that's why it is like this, right? So here we are saying this kind of things also we can do, right? So even how to change it to this, right? I want to say it's into 3, um, like that, right? So I can say it's here, right? We can even assign it to another one. Say I want to get the modulus, right? So I can say we know the modulus like this, right? So if I do this one, nothing will happen. Right? If I run it, the change that we did is not still visible. Right? But if I so if you want to get this modulus thing printed, right, you have to print it after this. Right? Print, and you have to say something like modulus here and uh, mod is enough. So here we whatever we give here mod or whatever it is, we can add it here. Right? So it will be more easier to get this thing. Huh? So I will just right. So if you divide 15 by 13, what happens? 15 is divided by 13.
Sorry, 13, 1 and I don't know.
Okay. Alright. Okay. It's fine. Right? So it is getting 2 here. Right? Why it is getting 2? Because it is 1 and 13 is the answer. Right? And there's a 2 remaining here. Right? These 2, the remaining here, and the shesha tamai මෙතන ඉතුරු. ඒක තමයි මෙතන මේ වැටලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? We just try to get the modulus. නේද? Modulus එකෙන් වෙන්නේ දේ අපි මෙතන මේ variable එකනේ දැම්මේ. දැන් කලින් අපි කරපු ඒවා I didn't add it to any particular variable, right? Say your name or my name, right? But if you do it, you have to add those things as the in between the modulus. Right? Can you see there's a blank thing for this two. Okay? So that's why this two is coming here. Right? So it's more easier when it comes to working with this thing, right? With variables, right? So it's temporary stores like 15 is Vinudha and this is Vinudha and this is me, like that. Right? So right now this is your value, right? And but to try to divide it by, so this is my name. Right? So it's just a matter of identifying the variables, right? We try to get this one divide by my name, right? So I'm 13 and you are 15. So that way you can get a idea how it is being calculated. Right? So you can see this thing instead of modulus, I can assign this to add something. Right? I want to add Vinudha plus me. Right? So instead of modulus, I will add this one. How do you display this line on print? Any idea?
Uh,
No?
wait. I think
added. Right? So here add is given as another variable. Right? So in here, yeah, so here we are taking add is also a variable, modulus is also a variable, and Vinuda, Deshani, all are different variables. Right? So when you want to print something, right, and you have to get a addition thing. So this is how you add it, right? You have to say that this is addition, and you have to say what is the value you added, right? So this is what happens.
I think you in add the A is
Correct. Right?
simple.
So it is case sensitive, right? Case කියන්නේ uppercase the lower case. Uppercase කියන්නේ caps. Lower case කියන්නේ simple letters, right? But අපි use කරන්න ඕනේ, right? We have to use always the same variable that we used here, right? So I mistakenly didn't do it. I did it for a reason to show you how it happens, right? So here, if I added simple m, it will not recognize this is I'm trying to access the modulus here, right? So you have to give the proper with the proper one, right? The letter, the spelling has to be same with the same case. Whether it's uppercase, that means capital. If it's lowercase, it means simple. If all are simple, so if I make this one simple m, I can use this one also a simple.
Okay.
So that way also it will work, right? So whatever we try to do it in the beginning, the value that we want to give, the same has to be added. It's not a rule that we have to give capital or you have to give a simple, right? So whatever you add in the beginning, you have to continue the same variable. Right? Same variable has to be there. So, right. So if I want to say subtract this thing, right, I can say sub and say that near the minus desha. So here it will be like this way. I just took our names like variables so that you will get an idea. Anything can be added. Like there's no rule that we have to add x, y only, right? So subtraction, we can say this is sum. Okay? So it will subtract 15 minus 30. So it is 2. Right? So that way we can achieve any of these things, right? So why we do it this way is we can, you know, do this way. Like we can say, I want in the addition to do addition, and then here I want to get the sum, right? Do both of these together, right? But I want to have a, you know, I want to subtract, but you have in sub thing, that means these two has to be added, sorry, you have to subtract 2 by the additional value, that means 28 minus 2, right? So that way also we can do, right? So that's the idea of this, right? So the addition part, it just added 15 plus 13 is 28, and 28 minus 2 is 26. So just kidding. So yeah, we can do anything with these temporary variables. What can English වලින් variables සිංහලෙන් විචල්‍ය, right? So yeah, that's the idea of doing it, right? We can connect with these things as well. add කියලා මෙතන එකක් දාලා ඒ දෙක එකතු කරලත් දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. And we can do this with these two as well. So yeah, okay, but you can't do this way. After this, if you do this one, so it will not recognize whether make a sequence නැත්නම් order එක හරියට තියෙනවා. right? අපේ subtraction එක අන්තිමට කරොත් මෙතන අපි use වෙන එක නැහැනේ. නේද? එතකොට අපිට error එකක් එනවා. Right? Can you see sub B is not defined, right? Because this sub is defined in the end of it. It is not recognized. Right? You have to have it before you print it. Right? ඒමත් තියෙනවා. right? එතකොට අපි මේක දැන් මෙතනින් අයින් කරොත්, right? And you can add it to this place. Right? And you can get the output. Right? So that way we can use any of the variables and all and do it. Okay? So yeah, I mean this is the only way we can work with this kind of things, right? Otherwise there has to be some reason or why we do it, right? This is why we do it. We want to get something done with the things that we do in the beginning, right? මුලින් කරන දේත් එක්ක, right? We have to do something, like we have to change in between, right? So here we are adding like x equals 13 and x plus 15 is 33. So if I say x into 3, that means we are trying to get what value, right? So in here what we do is 33 into 3. That means the first value is not getting, right? X has been updated, right? This is another thing, right? So I was doing two things, right? So here it will be 33 into 3. That means 33 is multiplied 3 times. Okay? So this is like 33 into 33 into 33, right? That is the value we get here, right? If you can try this one as well, try and see on your own, right? Because this Python is something, or Python or whatever the language you like to learn with programming, right? It is always practical, right? Whatever I do, you will not get it until you do it, right? So always try to do it yourself, right? Whatever we do, right? So it's fine, you can do it later as well, right? Because anyway you have this thing, right? You have the recording as well. Now you can take it this way, right? So I'm trying to get this, right? So here,
Teacher,
yes,
now the class is over or something.
yeah, correct.
1 hour. Yes, 1 hour is.
Yes, yeah, right.
Miss, you have a class at 10 or 9:30.
No, I have a class at 10 actually.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fine. I thought because in the beginning we started bit late because of my battery issue and all. So we'll finish from here only up to here, right? So
Okay.
we'll do this only one, right? So there has to be like a place that we can stop and say like up to here you can try. So up to 10th page you can try, right? So here just add it and see, right? X equals 18, right? And what is the next line? We have to add x plus 50, right? X plus 50, right?
Okay, teacher.
Will be 33. Now we want to get 33 this thing, this. That means 33 into 33 into 33, right? So this is the value, right? That means like the same thing will happen if I say x into 3. Uh, it's, uh, uh, okay. So I think it is taking like 18 into 3. Yeah. So it is not getting the value that we added, right? Which I forgot, right? So you get it or no? No, no. And we'll do it on the next one, right? It will be more than you know what we do. No? So yeah, it's fine. So if you want to save something what we do here, right? Always click on this one and say download. Right? So you can get the things in the output document, or in here you get it from this save. Okay? You can say I want to get this output and it will be downloaded here, right? So I can say here. So you can see you can open it by Tony because it's having .py as the extension. Right? So if I just click on it, you can just quickly open it on the Python environment. Right? So that one, remember to save it. Otherwise, you will not get anything that you do in the online compiler. Right? So whatever we added there, I can see the same things here. And with one go, I can just do this and we can get the same output in offline editor as well. Right? So yeah, that's it, right? For today. Yeah. Any questions or anything? No, we got this. No,
Oh,
not up to here. Right, from variables you think. I think you get it. No? So we can try these things, and we'll meet on next, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday or just like Tuesday. No, yeah, Tuesday. We'll meet and we'll discuss on the rest of this. Yeah.
I'll show that Mario.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.